Alright, first up, I just want to get this out of the way. I'm talking about a character I made in their own fictional universe. So, I better not be hearing anyone saying, "Oh, she fallacy," um, because no, it's not OC fallacy. Nothing is impossible in fiction. Alright, yeah, let's get started. So basically, Mortus was created as the guardian of the of all existence. They guard all existence and were born as an omniverse threat. They were born as a threat to the omniverse. And they grew up in only an hour. That's how their species works. By that point, they were outerversal. But using training, yes, training, they train. They they could just destroy all existence before they were 1 day old. Yeah, this character's a little ridiculous, not gonna lie. But they're not boundless yet. That takes until they're 2 years old. But then when they're 118 years old, they unlock their first form, Immortus. This gives them immortality. They were originally set to live until the end of existence. They would just die with it. But with the power of immortality, they live beyond that. Then, then we go forward 2 million years. They have officially reached beyond scaling. It only took 2 million years. Just 2 million years. 800 million years later, they are fighting the Grim Reaper, the first. There are many ones to come after this. And, the Grim Reaper is too powerful. Even Mortus can't beat them. And in this time, her younger sibling, Mortus, is born to guard the Omniverse because it took 802 million years after Mortus was born for the Omniverse to be made. Yeah. Anyways, then, so, Mortus takes Nordus to the King and Queen Dominus. Mortus absorbs the King Dominus, Nordus absorbs the Queen Dominus. They unlock the Nordus and the Mortus. These are their most powerful forms for a while. They beat the Grim Reaper, the first. Then we go forward, we go forward a couple centillion years now. Yeah, a whole centillion of years. And by this point, they have reached something beyond scaling. This is unfathomably beyond, massively beyond, unfathomably beyond, massively beyond, unfathomably beyond, massively. I think you get the point. We keep rotating between unfathomably beyond and massively beyond. Then we reach beyond fiction. This is quite the powerful scaling. It's not exactly a scaling because it's beyond scaling, so level beyond scaling. So yeah. So is it really scaling? I don't know. But then we have, in these centillion years, we have the Grim Reaper the Second show up. Mars and Mortis are cooked. They get cooked. So they retreat. Now, with their Dominus forms, they can control the Dominus army. They sent them to hold back the Grim Reaper the Second, and the two of them merge into Mortus. That's base forms. And there's Domnortus. Very interesting of a name. And with this merge, they still lose. They still get cooked by the second Grim Reaper. So they merge with the Dominus army and gain the power of evolved Dominus forms. Well, actually, this is called Merged Mortus. Right now, it's not the evolved version until after this fight, until after they emerge. So yeah, they with this power of Mortus, Nordus, and the Dominus army all in one, they defeat the Grim Reaper, the second. Two. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Now, there are a lot of fights from here, and that was made over the course of multiple months of me making this story. So yeah, it's gonna be hard to describe that, especially because I am capped to a 15-minute length of videos. So let's skip that. But let's talk about their biggest rivals, the hacker team. The hacker team, made by my friend, is a pretty powerful team, to say the least. Now, it was originally just Hacker as a strong character. The other members were pretty weak. But Hacker actually eventually just like released all these other characters from them. Like all the components of Hacker just got turned into their own thing. And now Hacker can only fly. Yeah. Anyways, the first Mortus versus the Hacker team fight happens. And blah blah blah. It it's an undecided fight because Mortus did technically win, but only due to luck. So yeah, a rematch happens, and I think the same happened. I think the third one happened, then the hacker team won. Yeah, that was quite a few battles. Anyways, a bit after the, a bit in between the uh, first and second battle, Mortus and Nordus discovered that there are other existences out there, and in those other existences, there are other Ortuses. Yes, Ortus is a species. Ortuses are species. Mm-hmm. Everywhere from Aortus to Zortus. Every letter of the English alphabet has an Ortus. There's infinite existences, so there's actually infinite Morrises, infinite Norrises, but they specifically met the strongest one, Mortus, who's actually stronger than Morris and Nordus. Now, by this point, Morris and Norris are actually some of the weakest Ortuses, believe it or not. They soon do some training, to say the least. Yeah, they learn a new training technique that literally, like, infinitely multiplies their power every single second. They keep improving this until they get to literal negative infinity seconds, which means infinite seconds ago they actually had that power. They have that power in the past now. It's really confusing. But it is what it is. Speaking of which, by this point, they can beat that guy who is what they are. If you know, you know. And and yeah, they are they are basically at the maximum for scaling, which isn't actually a scaling really. It's just capping out the unfathomably beyond and massively beyond. Yeah, they're quite they're stupidly powerful. But they're powerful, but they need to make up for that and other stuff. They have infinite knowledge and basically the limit of imagination power. So more support us, do some training, and reach the maximum durability and the maximum speed. they've reached their maximum in every stat. But they realized that there are still people way stronger than them, like the hacker team. So they broke past their limit, reached their new limit, and they're still weaker than the hacker team. Mortus and Mortus are still weaker than the hacker team. By this point, there have been billions of Grim Reapers. They've just been spawn killing all of them. And, they are now some of the strongest characters in fiction. Stronger than basically every character you know in fiction. Unless you made a character really strong. Or the creator of the hacker team is seeing this video somehow. So, yeah. There is only one more thing to cover. They've reached their new limit, but there are still things stronger than them. Still. So, they just directly multiply their power in on itself. But then they took their power into and added that many like new up arrows to make a higher operation. And they used and they put their power up to that operation and their power, and growing their power even more. And this technique has no cap, at least till now. It doesn't. It doesn't have any cap. It didn't seem to have any cap until now. It didn't have a limit. It doesn't seem. And no, this is not no limit fallacy. Nothing is impossible in fiction.